Hello, welcome to my video to help you with the reciprocal proportions assignment. So if you're here, you clicked on my lovely Bitmoji for some assistance on setting up and solving these proportions. All right, so a little bit about our directions. Make sure we're answering each question below, showing all pertinent work, and we'll get into what that looks like once I do an example with you. With our proportions, we're going to solve each of these below using the reciprocal property, which means we're going to flip the proportions so the unknown value is the numerator of its ratio. Make sure we flip both ratios before we start cross multiplying now. Okay? All right, let's take a look at number one. So this is our first one. I'm going to be using the equation tool to help show that we are doing reciprocals and setting this up to solve as a proportion. So as we remember back to our fractions, when we talk about a reciprocal, we're just talking about flipping that fraction, in this case ratio, and flipping it upside down. So the denominator on the bottom becomes the top number of the numerator. So the reciprocal of 4 over d becomes d over 4. And then, like the direction says, we have to make sure we flip both ratios because our proportion compares similar ratios. So they are equivalent. So we need to make sure that the same things line up with the same things as the original. Okay? So here's our reciprocal proportion. And what I'm going to do actually is, oops, don't do that, is I'm going to put that up here and do that. So that becomes our reciprocal. Now that it's reciprocal, we're ready to do our cross multiplying like we normally would and solve for d. Okay? So when we cross multiply, we need to make sure we take 4 times 10 and then 5 times d. So we're going to end up with 5d equals 40. And then to find out our variable, so that letter d, we need to remember to divide both sides by 5. So 5d divided by 5 is d, and then we'll divide 40 by 5, and we'll find out our answer as to what that value actually is. Okay? All right, let's do another one. Get my equation. All right, so we have to do the reciprocal because we have to get this g into the numerator position. So we're going to flip both ratios. We're going to get the reciprocals. So 4 over 5 becomes 5 over 4. That's equal to now g over 25. All right. Let me get that back up here where I want it. Boom. There's our reciprocal. Now we simply cross multiply. So we're going to take 4 times g, let's get 4g, 4g, and then 5 times 25, which is 125. And then to get our variable, we need to divide both sides by 4. So we'll take 4g divided by 4 to get g, and then we'll divide 125 by 4 to find our answer. All right, let's see if I can do this here this time. All right, new one. So the reciprocal of 8 over 7 is 7 over 8. We set that equal to now x over 2. So there's our reciprocal. Okay, the x is now in the numerator position. Okay. Now we're going to cross multiply. So we're going to take 8 times x equals 14. To find out what x equals, we need to divide both sides by 8. So 8x divided by 8 gives us x, and then we're going to divide 14 by 8 to find our answer. All right, let's do another one. That's right, it goes up here. I like it up here better. All right, new equation, boom. Reciprocal of 12 over t becomes t over 12. Set equal to the reciprocal of 6 over 3, which is 3 over 6. And then we cross multiply. So we'll end up with 6 times t equals 3 times 12, which is 36. Then we have to figure out what t is, what value. So we divide both sides by 6. So 6t divided by 6 gives us t. And then we need to divide 36 by 6 for our answer. All right, here we go. Next one. Boom. New equation. So the reciprocal of 1 over 5 is 5 over 1. Set equal to y over 12, because that's the reciprocal of 12 over y. And then we cross multiply. So we're going to get 1y equals 5 times 12, which is 60. Now to get y by itself, we have to divide both sides by 1. So you're going to divide 1y by 1 to get y. You're going to divide 60 by 1 to find the answer. I don't know what that possibly could be. All right. Last one. All right, reciprocal of 4 over 3 is 3 over 4. Set that equal to the other part of our proportion. And the reciprocal of 8 over c is c over 8. So then we cross multiply, so we end up with 4 times c equals 8 times 3, which is 24. To get c by itself, we need to divide both sides by 4. So 4c divided by 4 is c. And then we're going to divide 24 by 4 to find our answer. Okay. I hope this helped you see the reciprocal property. All it does is prove that as long as you flip both sides of the proportion, it does not matter. As long as the same things line up, you can still solve the proportion. So when you go to work in word problems, one of those things, you and a partner or you and a friend could set up the proportions slightly differently. You could set it up like this, your friend could set it up like that, but they're the same thing. You'll still get the same answer. It's just, depending on how you interpreted the question, you think, oh, well, 5 over 1 is how I'm supposed to, but you could still do 1 over 5 as long as like 12 over y matches whatever the setup is. All right? So hopefully this helped. I will see you guys next time.